You're not ready to purchase a home unless you do those few things. My name is Fadi Kudir. I'm a local realtor with Sutton Group, Ottawa, and I'm just going to talk to you about what you need to do to be ready to buy a home. So you got to ask yourself a few questions. The first question, am I financially stable? Am I ready? So what you need to do is you need to calculate 3 to 6 months of expenses. And what that means is basically after calculating the down payment, after calculating the closing costs, the lawyer fees, the moving cost, the appraisal, if you're going to do an inspection, all of that stuff, calculate that first and then put that on the savings. And then you're going to start looking at 3 to 6 months of financial expenses. So what that means is what my mortgage payment looks like, what my utilities looks like, car, any sort of extra payments like your TV, whatever, all of those monthly expenses that you have, including your mortgage payment, and you do 3 to 6 months of savings. The next question you want to ask yourself is, am I ready to take on the burden that goes with ownership? And I say burden because at the end of the day, it's really a responsibility. It's a ton of responsibility to own a home. And so what that means is when I'm looking at my financials in general, do I have a stable job? Lenders are going to really look at that as sort of history repeats itself. Do I have a good, stable job for the last, a couple of years or so? And is this job something that I'm going to be secure in? And then the other question is, can I devote more time into home ownership? What I mean by that is for the maintenance, right? Now that you own a home, you're going to have the odd maintenance here or there. The sink is broken. You got a leak come in, the faucet leaking, something wrong with the driveway. I need to fix it. The lawn care, anything like that. That's going to be responsibilities on you to take care of. Nobody's going to take care of those responsibilities for you. So you have the option to either take care of it yourself or source it out and let someone else take care of it, which means you will have to pay for it. So you pick your battles. The next question you want to ask yourself is, what does your credit looks like? Now, this is really important because lenders take a look at your credit and see the history on your credit report to determine how likely are you to make or break. Are you going to be able to make the payment on regularly, or are you going to be missing up a couple of payments here and there? And that really is determined by the history that you have in your credit score. Now, what does it mean to have good credit? When lenders are looking at your past history, they're looking at about 4 or 5 different things to make sure that your credit history is good. So what that means, what that looks like really is, how many credit accounts do you have? Are you making, like the amount of owing compared to the amount of money that you're making? Is that a certain percentage? Meaning, a lot of them look at, for example, at 30% is the max you can have, or 32% is the max you can have as far as mortgage to income. They're also going to look at the number of times you've checked your credit. The more you check your credit, that means you have an appetite, an insatiable appetite of getting more credit. That looks a little bit weird for lenders. And then also how well you kept all those accounts, how often you miss payments. And if you're missing the payments, how much are you missing the payments with? Those are all factors that will determine what you owe. Also, another thing too that they will look at is the credit accounts that you have. How utilized are you? What I mean by that is, like, let's just say it's an account for $1,000. Are you always using the full $1,000, or are you using maybe $500-600? So those really are factors that go into checking your credit. Obvious thinking when it comes to credit is, what can we do to improve our credit? Again, this goes towards, are you really ready or not? So to improve your credit, you got to do a couple of things. One is make sure that you're always paying your bills on time. You're not utilizing your credit to the full max. You're always, kind of leaning towards the 50% or less as far as utilization. And the last thing is, don't do too many credit checks. Too many credit checks, which means you're always out to get more credit. You're always kind of trying to get people's money. The banks look at it as a sign of not really financially stable. With that being said, ask yourself those questions and fix your credit, and let's talk. My name is Fadi Kudir. For more information like this, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.